Throughout this course, I've been talking about different keyboard shortcuts like Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, Control-S to save. There are a bunch of different keyboard shortcuts that you can use, and I wanted to show you that they are also customizable. So to find a keyboard shortcut, by the way, just go up to any sort of one of these options and you'll see if it has a keyboard shortcut, it'll be to the right here. And if you just spend a couple seconds to learn it, in the future you can just use the shortcut instead of having to go move your mouse off the document and up here. So for example, instead of creating a new table by going up there, I could just hit Control-Shift-Alt-T and you'll see that it comes right up. If you want to edit these, you can go up to Edit and then down to Keyboard Shortcuts, and you'll be presented with this little dialog. So basically what this is you see that it has all the menus here. So you have the File menu, which is the File, Edit menu, Edit, Layout, etc. down the list. And so if you want to edit one of the keyboard shortcuts, all you have to do is click one of the menus. So let's go to the Edit menu. And you can see we have all the stuff that is in the Edit menu. And let's say we wanted to change Duplicate, because right now it's Shift, Control, Alt, D. So if we wanted to make that shorter, we could maybe look around. And if you want to search, like if a keyboard shortcut's already taken, you can go down here and just type something in. So like Control Q, that's to exit, Control W. So you can see I'm going down the list here and there's all those taken. So let's see what Control Shift 1 is. Control Shift 1 doesn't do anything. So maybe if we wanted to move this from Control Alt Shift D, we could go like, let's see, Control 1 here, actual size. So we'll go Control Shift 1 and we'll change this by just clicking on this, typing in the new shortcut, giving it a context, which is how it's going to be shown. We'll just go with default for that. And we're going to click Assign. And you'll notice that it says you cannot modify the default set. And that's because the set is right here. So what you have to do is you have to create your own sets if you want to modify them. So all you have to do is go over here to New Set, and we'll give it this like modified default. Sure, we'll go with that. Just shows us that it's basically the default set, but it's slightly modified. So now let's go back to what we were doing, which is duplicate in the Edit menu right here. And then now we can click Control-Shift-1, like so, and we'll click Assign. And you'll see that now it is assigned into Shift-Control-1. And so now what we can do is, if you'll notice, if we create like an element, like let's say let's go with the text box, which is under this little button right here, and then type some text in. If we want to duplicate that, now we can just hit Control-Shift-1 and it'll duplicate that for us. So these keyboard shortcuts are really nice to sort of modify around, because especially the way I edit is my right hand is always on the mouse and my left hand is always near the QWE keys, the tab 1, 2, 3, 4. So I like to move all the shortcuts that I use regularly over near my left hand. So, sometimes you have to overwrite things. Like, for example, if we go back into the Edit keyboard shortcuts, how many times do you use, assigned, how many times you use Control W or Control E or, Control R? Some of these you might not use. For example, to export, I always go up to File Export, because maybe I'll do that once or twice a project. It's not something I'm trying to do all the time. So for me, I might look at overwriting this with something that I might use more often. And so you can just kind of think about that, moving everything into your left hand. If you kind of create a nice set of keyboard shortcuts for yourself, you can really speed up your workflow and you can improve just basically it removes some of the obstacles, some of the challenges that'll, maybe slow you out of the creative process. Because what we want is we want our hands to both be able to just react on thought, to be able to create what our mind is, not be fighting the program itself. And that's what keyboard shortcuts can help you do.